I haven't seen it anywhere. I don't know how this show has not won awards. It literally captures the essence of young love. I mean, I think love in general, but like that falling in love with someone, but that high school stage, my gosh, you guys sprinkled it in there.
One day, master's degree. One day, PhD. One day, you will write books. One day, commercials. One day, the impossible, you will laugh at the impossible. You will look at the impossible and go, what was I thinking?
Hello, my spoiler alert friends. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. Yo, Blue Box. So first, let me start with this. Shout out to Netflix. You guys have found the secret sauce to making incredible anime with Blue Box. This show is so good. It is so good. I haven't seen it anywhere. I don't know how this show has not won awards. It literally captures the essence of young love. I mean, I think love in general, but like that falling in love with someone, but that high school stage, my gosh, you guys sprinkled it in there. My goodness. This is one of my favorite shows. So I just finished episode 10. They're entering summer break. You guys remember summer break, baby? Like, come on. Back in the day, getting out of school, summer break, being like, all right, what are we going to do? All the stuff. Now that's coming. I haven't seen anything, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of layers there. But man, what has transpired to this point is absolute gold. So, the last things I just saw, we have Taiki. He was going to compete in his badminton competition tournament, whatever they call it, and he's trying to get to nationals. Unfortunately, he does not make it to nationals, and it kind of like throws him off a little bit. He was working hard, and then he meets another first year who took him out. And before that, he was really confident because the upperclassman that he had been training with, the best person on his team, he had beat him in a game. And he's like, yes, I might actually be able to make it to nationals. My goal might actually be able to come true. And so he came in, he wasn't like overconfident, but he was confident enough to be like, all right, I'm not so far behind everybody that it's going to be terrible. I might have a shot. Unfortunately, he loses. He hits the ball, not that ball, but the, what are they called? I don't even know what, I forget what those little things, the floaty things that are called. Anyway, he hits it out of the boundary. He loses that last match. The other guy wins. Now he's on the outs. He's just watching, and, it's just, I don't know. If you played sports back in the day, even if you play sports now, I don't know. That feeling of when you lose and you still are watching your other teammates participate. So like track and field. This is almost like a perfect example where it's like this tournament style thing, but it's a team sport, but it also has that individual element. So he lost his match, but he's still there and watching his teammates and got to cheer people on and things like that. And just that reality, like there were so many times, I say so many, there were enough times that I was in a 4x1 or a 4x2. And, again, you're training, you practice, you do all this stuff. Now, I didn't practice as hard as this dude. I wasn't even close to that. But when you're training and you practice and then you go to compete and then you lose, and now you're just sitting there and you're like, dang, my season's over. My season is over. Everybody else is still going, but my season is over. And I could relate to that, and it is so real. And then you go into, he's living with Chinatsu. They both made these goals together. It was like, it's just these super cute moments where they're just like, it's just those two together and they're talking. It's not like they're like talking about any like drama. It's just like, hey, this is where I'm at right now, and these are my goals, and pursuing that. And like, I can remember having conversations like that with my wife. And I think maybe that's why this show touches me so much, is because it's like, I can remember being in that zone where you're like, I like this girl. I don't know how to proceed. Like, I was a little different than Taiki here because I professed my feelings early and I just got rejected. But it's that situation where it's like you feel for this person, you have feelings for this person, but you don't know how aggressive to be with it. Like, should I really try hard and pursue and like go above and beyond, or should I be laid back and let you come to me? There's so many elements to it, and this show captures it. Taiki and Chinatsu's relationship it's so reminiscent of like things of the past for me, right? And then you have Hina. So she's on the outskirts and she's developing these feelings, but I don't think Taiki recognizes it at all. The only two people who I think have recognized it are Chinatsu. Like, do you kind of have feelings for Taiki? I think you might, but she hasn't said anything. And then Taiki's best friend. And then now Hina's falling into it and she's like, why am I crying when I hear news about Taiki spending time with Chinatsu? And then why am I getting these flutters of emotion when she was walking in the hallway. She's really stressed about her nationals and being absolutely perfect. And so she's practicing, and then she kept practicing and messing up because she had found out that Chinatsu was living with Taiki, and she's like, it was just bothering her in her head. So she's messing up her routines and all this stuff. And she's like, I got to get it together. And then she notices that Taiki has a friendship bracelet on his ankle, and so does Chinatsu. And she's like, so these people are like, they are going to be a relationship. And that's when I think it starts to stir in her that she might have feelings for him. And then I don't even think it's completely just feelings. I think that the way she's been like alone. Like, she trains alone. She does all these things alone. She has friends, but it's so like alone focused that she just envies that, having someone and someone cheering for her and them working together towards something. I think that's what it is that she's really missing out, and she's wishing she had herself. So that's all happening. All of this is happening simultaneously. You got Taiki liking Chinatsu. Chinatsu, I think, starting to develop feelings for Taiki, but I don't even know that she's completely aware of that. And then you have Hina on the outside looking in too. And all of these relationships are bubbling up. And so Taiki, he loses the badminton. And Chinatsu, she wins her game and she's going to nationals. So her goal of going to nationals is actually happening. And he's, obviously he's in this situation where he's like I'm down on my loss, but I also don't want to be down and to bring you down. And I want to keep lifting you up because you're doing it and I'm glad for you. So it's like that situation where it's like, we live in the same house. I care for you. I like you. I can't express that. I just lost. I can't really express that because I don't want to bring you down and ruin your thing. So he's like, he then has to retreat and he's in his own element. And then he gets sick. Because he's been studying super hard for finals. Like, do you guys remember finals? Like, oh my gosh. Studying for finals and being like, man, I got to get this grade and all this stuff. Crazy. And I don't know, college finals, it's similar, but it's not the same as when you're in high school and you're doing finals. Like, it is like, I don't know, it's like high school is such a boiling pot where it's like just pressurized and everything is bigger than it actually is. But when you're in the moment, you don't feel that. You don't recognize it, rather. You just feel the pressure of it all. So he had been studying super hard to pass his finals. And then he makes it through, but then all of the stress from that, I believe, makes him sick. So then he goes home, he's sick, nobody's at home, and he's like, dang, man, I just want somebody to make me some soup. Like, he's hoping his mom could make him some soup and care for him, you know what I mean? And lo and behold, Chinatsu is at the house. She comes into the room and she sees him. She's like, what's going on? And then she feels his forehead and she's like, oh, wow, you have a fever. So she goes and cooks him a home-cooked meal. Bro, that's other level stuff. I don't think she recognizes that that's other level stuff, but he recognizes that that's other level stuff. So then she makes him this meal, and they're able to sit and they're talking, and then they have a moment, y'all. They have a moment. He stands up to go put away the dishes because he's like, no, you don't need to be putting my dishes away. Like, I got it. I feel better. And then he trips because he's like lightheaded. He trips and falls on the bed, and she tries to catch him and then lands on his chest. Oh! And in that instant, you could tell like the energy that transfers in that moment. Like, she lands on his chest, her hair drops. I'm like, yo, the directors killed this scene right now. They're killing the whole thing. You guys are doing work. They are killing it. So she's on his chest, and then she reaches up, and then he's like, it's like you can tell that heart pounding, boom, boom, boom. Like the energy in that moment, I know it. I can feel it, and it ain't even real. Like, that's how you know they killed it. But the energy in that moment was like, it was palpable almost. And then I think she could sense it then. That's when she felt that heart pump. And then she goes and fixes his little ice pack she had on his forehead. I'm like, get out of here. Like, But man, that suspense, that feeling there, they captured it perfectly. Then she leaves the room. Then they start, obviously, she kind of like just dismisses the whole thing, like, whatever. He can't help but think about it because he's like, yo. And then we fast forward to, it's like they do a barbecue. And it's like a special thing that Taiki's family does. And his dad had time to actually just sit and talk with Chinatsu, and they hadn't done that before. And so when he's talking to her, he expressed his emotions about how everything was, and that really the driving force of having her come was Taiki's mom. I mean, which makes sense because, it was her friend whose daughter needed the help, and it just makes sense that would be the one who was really pushing it. But she really convicted him to be like, yeah, let this girl have this time, because this is one of the most, like, they're some of the most memorable times of our lives, being in those high school years, and then the sports, and then really pushing towards something like that. Like, high school is like a magical time because you're developing, you're identifying yourself, you're really coming to be who you are, but you also don't have any real responsibilities. You don't have the responsibilities of like adulthood. So it's just like the golden age to me. And her Taiki's parents recognize that too. Like, this is one of the most important times of your life to actually be able to pursue something that you really want. And so she really convicted his dad to go for it. And so when they were having that conversation, that then I think that switched in Chinatsu's mind, like, yo, these people have taken me into their house. They're trusting me to be responsible and do these things. I can't have a relationship with Taiki. So they go, his dad forgets some noodles, and they're like, if we don't get these noodles, we're going to be eating rice for a month. So we need to go get these noodles. Somebody needs to get them. And so Chinatsu and Taiki go to get it. And they're walking, they're talking. And sure enough, a car goes by, and then Taiki grabs her like, whoa, watch out. And then they touch again. And then they have that, that electric chemical reaction happens again. And she's like, she sets a boundary. She's like, hey, that thing that happened the other night, let's just forget about it. Like, it's not a good thing. I'm in your house and all this stuff. And then that kind of, that's where I left off, essentially. Like, there's been a shift in the relationship. It's not as open and free. And I think the shift came because she recognizes that he likes her, and I think she recognizes that she likes him. And now we're at summer break. And summer break, y'all, you guys know how it gets on summer break. If you don't know, you go find out if you watch the show, I'm sure. And if you know, you know. Man, y'all. And then, so that happens. And then they're walking. They're at school, last day of school. And they're about to go to the library because the teacher assigned them homework over the summer. And everybody's going to just do it together. So he assigns them that. They're walking to the library. and they're up in their like upper balcony, and then I say it's Hina, Taiki, and Taiki's best friend. And I'm sorry, man, I don't remember your name. I'm sure they've mentioned it at some point. I just don't remember your name. Sorry to the directors that I don't remember your name, but I don't remember his name. Anyway, so Taiki's best friend is those three. They're walking, and they look down and they see Chinatsu, and then they're like, oh, hey, Chinatsu's down there. And Taiki ducks and then like hides because he didn't want to see her or her see him. And then Hina and the homie, I'm calling him Hina and the homie, right? They ask like, why are you hiding from her? He's like, I'm not hiding. And they're like, you're a terrible liar. And he goes, well, the truth is, and then he explains the whole situation, not the entire situation, but that they had physical contact, and it kind of like she set a boundary, and Taiki doesn't know how to proceed. And that then hits Hina, and that's where I left off. So guys, I don't know what shows you might be watching. And I'm sure they're pretty good. But I guarantee you they're not better than this show right now. This show, unless it's Naruto or Demon Slayer or My Hero, I can let those ones ride. But you have to watch Blue Box. This show is so good. It, like I said in the beginning, it really captures the essence of those high school years and what everything was like and the feelings that come when you have someone that you are falling for. Like, it is so good. And I just can't wait to watch it. Like I said before in one of the last episodes, I am having to restrain myself from just binging the whole thing, because when you got something good, you really try and hold on to it as long as you can, because these things don't come that often when they're this good. So if you have not seen the show, I implore you, go watch the show, and then we will come back and talk about it. I think I might even, like, this show almost makes me want, not even almost, it's truly pushing me to the point where I'm like, I want to do a Twitch, like start a Twitch account and open up a Twitch thing so that I can live stream it and talk about it in the moment, because it is so good. It is so good. So again, guys, I don't know how else I can say it to you. Go watch the show, come back, talk in the comments with me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.